Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with our session 19 of Python and Data Analytics Internship Program, October 2025. Today's topic that we are going to cover is handling missing and duplicate data. We have discussed about it in a brief in earlier sessions, but in today's session we will dig deep into this, and it is very important aspect when it comes to data analytics, how to handle missing values, because many times all the data is not available, so it should not affect our analytical abilities or make some errors in while analyzing the data that is containing this noise, that is missing and duplicate data. So today's objective of our session will be like why missing and duplicate data occurs. We will learn about it, how to detect missing values using pandas, techniques to handle and impute missing data, how to find and remove duplicate records, best practices for data cleaning, and ensuring reliability and accuracy in datasets. So we will cover all these topics in today's session. So first thing that comes to our mind is what are missing values. We have discussed about it in a very brief in earlier session also, and I myself told you about I myself have given you the idea about these, that what are missing values. So missing values is basically the data that is not available or not recorded. Sometimes what happen is like a client is filling a feedback form, but there might be some information which he is not able to provide, or he doesn't wants to provide. Like we are asking for the client to fill his email, phone number and name, and then some information related to his address. So while filling, client may have provided its number, email, and his name, but on filling the address, it might he might not to reveal where he lives, or some things happen which he feel that he is not comfortable to share with. So there he he may left that space blank, or he may fill some values like non in none, okay, or some message that is not related to his data. Even a simple dot he can fill in that field. So what happens is that we don't have that customer's address with us right now, so it is not recorded with us, or it might be empty. So we need to handle those things while analyzing data. I am just giving you a rough example, but when it comes in large amount and when data is missing, okay, like you want to calculate a average price of something or average sales during a particular month, then there are some days which on that day what revenue has been generated is not available with us. So what it will lead to is wrong average sell during the month. It might affect the decisions that the higher management is going to take, or it might generate uh, basically reports that are not very accurate, that on which we have performed data analysis. That data will not be so much accurate so that we can predict what the what the customer wants in the future, or what decision our organization or enterprise should take in order to uh, boost their sales or take countermeasures regarding the market stability, etc. So missing values is, right now you only remember that missing value are those values that are not recorded or are not available or not present in our data set. That the data that we are having with us, it might contain some fields of particular persons or particular entities, of which some data is missing. We will see while we will deal with it in this session only. Common reasons: user left field blank, like I told you earlier. The customer doesn't want to share his address, so he might have left that space blank. Second reason of missing values is sensor or system failures. There are sometimes uh, like when you are driving car, okay, and there is a speed limit on that particular road like 100 kilometers. So a person is not standing there to measure your speed or to see your speedometer of your car. Okay, some sensors are have been placed there while you are moving. Okay, they record your speed, but it is a device also. It itself is a device. It might not perform sometimes. So like a car is moving very fast but it is not able to detect the speed of that car. So that might be the reason that the sensor is not able to device, or the our device is failing to record some data. So that's why missing values occurs. Also, like in you are you using fast tags right now, okay, on the toll plaza. So what happens sometimes, your the scanner is not able to read your fast tag information. You get stuck there 5 or 10 minutes. So devices are not 100% accurate, means sometimes they can also generate error. If they are working 99% some times correctly, then it might happen that 1% they are not able to detect, or they are not able to record the data, and that data is being fed to our database. That database has all the data, but at that particular moment when the device fails to record any data, that space might have been left blank. So that's why missing values occur. Data import errors. While we import data from our database to our local system or to other analytical systems, so it might have happened that some data get lost between the process. Survey non-response. Okay, sometimes you got the link to please fill this feedback form, but you didn't care about it and had submitted likewise or didn't respond it. So in system it is the information is available that the survey has been sent to you, but your response is not recorded there because you haven't replied it yet. Incorrect file parsing. Okay, when you read the file, it might happen that file itself is not getting parsed correctly. Parsing basically means reading. When you read the file, it might happen when you are dealing with lakhs and lakhs of amount of data. So the system might have skipped some lines or rows or columns while during the process of parsing. So that's why missing values occurs. In Panda, missing values appear as NaN, not a number. Okay. So uh, we will see this in the example also, or I have shown you in the previous session also that if we are having any missing values in our data set, they appear as NaN, not a number. Okay. So now the question comes that how can we detect missing values in pandas? Basically, we are using pandas to detect the missing values in our data set. So there are some functions that are predefined by pandas, like is NA. It stands for it is a bool function, basically boolean function. It gives you whether the value is missing or not. We have also seen its use in the previous session, but we will also discuss it here also. Right now, remember, it tells you whether this column has the value or not. If the column has value, it will return false. The missing value is not there. Or if the column does is value is missing, it will return true. Okay. Is null. It functions same as is NA. It is used to detect missing values, but it will not fill that space using true and false. Is NA, what it does? It fills every column by true or false, every cell. Okay, but is null simply tells you that okay, this here some missing value uh, is present in this data set, but it will not fill that space. Is NA dot sum, it returns the missing values per column. Okay, in how many missing values are present in one column. And if you use dot sum two times, it will tell you the total missing values in the data set. We will see about this also. And df.info, it shows you all known null counts. Okay. These are some important functions which you have to remember. Use is na.sum to get column wise missing value count. Okay. So let's give you some uh, example first. Now today our CSV file is look like this. Okay. It has 23 rows. ID, name, age, city, income, purchase date, product quality, quantity, price, and sales. Okay. One Amit 28 Delhi 50,000, then date, then electronics, then one, then quantity. Okay. Product, quantity, price, sales. So this information is contained in it. And as you can see in the last row, 21, that there are values that are missing. In between also, there are some values that are missing. Like here, some value is missing. Okay. But we will not find it manually. We will do it through Python. So first, let's import our database, pandas as pd, as we have always done. After that, uh, we will create the data frame use, or we will read the CSV file pd dot read CSV, and then we will give the name of our CSV file, session. Okay, let's see if some error occurs. Okay, everything is running fine. We can also see using df.head, whether we are getting the values. Okay, we will use top 5. Okay, here we are getting the values. As you can see, what I was telling you earlier, if some value is missing, then it gets filled by NaN, like here. Okay, not a number. Then here. So every cell, we consider this as a cell, okay, or this is our column and this is our row. So this is our cell. Every cell that doesn't have any value, it is getting filled by NaN, like you can see in this example. We have selected only top 5 rows, but here you can see it. This is what I was talking earlier. So let's see how to detect values column wise. Now we will use df dot is na and then dot sum. Let's see what happens. Okay. As I told you earlier, it will give how many values are missing in a particular column. It is going to count it. Like ID column doesn't have any missing value, so it returns 0. Name has one missing value, it returns 1. Age has 4 missing values. It means in the age column there are 4 cells that are not having any value, that doesn't know the age of their customer. Okay. City column has 3 missing values. Likewise, income column has 4. Okay. So it has written how many values are missing in that particular column only. So now let's see if we want to know the total missing values in our data set. So what we will do is we will use sum and then dot sum. So it has written 21. There are 21 values in total. If you count it 1, 4, 5, 5 or 3, 8, 8 or 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. So it has basically done the sum of all these values. So you now know that there are 21 total values that whose data is not with us. There are 21 cells in which data is missing. Okay, so now you are aware that your data contains some missing values or some missing data that is with us. Okay, so this is what we have discussed till now in this PPT. Now let's see about strategies to handle missing data. If now we have come to a stage at which we know, okay, there is some data that is missing in our data set. Now, how to deal with that missing data? Because we don't want our calculation to be inaccurate or our analysis should not be inaccurate. Okay, so we want that all the analytics that we are performing on our data are highly accurate, so that the decision that we are going to take based on the insights that we are getting from the data should not be incorrect. Okay, if you don't deal with missing values, na, what will happen? There might be some deviations in your final insight, in the final result which you get from your data. Okay, you are moving in a straight line, but due to these missing values you may have tilt into other direction, or you have may taken the other direction. Suppose your average result should come 20, but you didn't handle the missing values properly. Now it might not it might get increased or decreased. Okay, it might happen that it will come 22, it will come 25, or it will come 18 or 19. Okay, based on that your calculations fails at the final stage, and your predictions accuracy get decreased. Okay, like we earlier we were predicting what is the probability of this person getting asthma. Okay, based on the data of other patients. But since there is some inconsistent data with us, likewise the missing values with us, they might have affected that decision and may have lead to a wrong prediction, due to which our accuracy decreases. So it becomes very important to handle missing values and data or duplicate data. We will see about duplicate data later on. But right now, let's see how to deal with missing data. So there are some methods like drop missing data. What we can do is we can drop that row that is having the missing data. Simply, simplest one. Okay, the field that is basically having the wrong data, let's drop that field. Drop means delete that field. We don't want to use that field in our analysis, so that our calculation should not get affected. Okay, second solution is drop that column in which the missing data is present. Like age column is having 4, we can drop that age column. Okay, but they themselves has their pros and cons. If you drop that particular row, then it might have happened that there is some column that is being utilized of that row that is having value, but we have, since we have removed that row, so we are not able to deal with. uh, you might be getting confused, so I will show you here. Like this row is having missing value, so one method is we can delete this whole row. Okay, let's delete this whole row. We don't want to use this in our analysis. But what if I want to calculate the average price? Then I need this data also, 18,000. But since I want to remove this, I have removed this data also. So it might or it might not, it will surely affect our average price now. If we remove this whole row, then this value is also getting removed. And what if later on in the later stages we want to calculate the average price, then this data is not available with us. So this is the basically disadvantage of this. Now you might be thinking, okay, let's drop this column. If this column is having missing value, let's drop this whole column and not drop the whole row, so that later on if we want to use 18,000 in our prediction, then we can use it from here. But if we want to calculate the average income, okay, then this data this data is not available with us. Why? Because we have deleted this whole column now, income column. So but if we want to calculate the price later on, that data is available with us. So there are some pros and cons of both the strategies. We have to use them as per our needs. What we want to predict. If I don't want to predict later on price at all, average price at all, so what I can do is simply delete the row. But if I want to use the price later on, then I might have to preserve that row and delete that column. And there is third option also. Why can't we just fill the missing value with some other value like 0? Okay. If we fill it with 0, it will not have any effect. 0 is considered basically none. है ना? So it will not lead to bad analysis later on. So we can fill it with a constant. The constant is can be of your own choice, like 0, or we can fill it with mean or median or mode. Fill backward and forward. We will see it in the upcoming slides. So we call these techniques as imputation techniques also, but imputation techniques are basically filling the space with mean, median, and mode. But before going to imputation techniques, let's see how to drop the rows and columns. Okay. So one method is we can use drop df dot drop na, as we have seen in that. So what it will do, this removes all rows that have any missing value. Any row containing any missing value will get removed. Before running this, remember that we have a row with ID 4, Neha, 30, Chennai, NAN, and Priya. That is having missing value also. This is also having missing value. This is also having missing value. And this is also having missing value. Only one row is there that is not having missing value. After running this command, they will get removed. Now you can see, out of 23 rows or 22 rows that we were having in our CSV, only this much data is perfect. We have dropped all the rows that are having any missing values. Okay. But these are the rows that are 100% perfect, that they doesn't contain any missing values, as you can see in the result. Okay. There is one other method also, like I will show you uh, how equal to all. Now you see that uh, hmm, let's see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's see the IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay. So what this function will do, any row that doesn't have any value. Suppose there is a row like you can see this last row 21 nan 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 nan. So if there is no 21 here na, so this row will basically become null. Like here it will also come nan instead of 21 nan. If any row that is having no value at all in it, so if we tell drop na how equal to all, it will remove all those rows in the data set that doesn't have any value. Even a single value is not present in that particular row. So it will remove those rows. Let's see if we have some data with us that doesn't have any value. We haven't, mm, we doesn't have that row with us in this data set. But remember, if we want to remove all those rows that doesn't have any missing, that do not have a single value within them, then we can use simply this function, how equal to all, drop na how equal to all. Now we have seen that we can drop the rows, but what if you want to drop a particular column? So then you can use df dot drop na. Let's modify in the above only, drop na, and then you can then you have to use subset equal to square brackets, commas, and then the name of the column. Like we want to remove product. Product spelling is right. Okay. Now, as you can see in this table, we have a column product, but after running this, uh, wait. Okay. So what is happening here is that when we perform any operation on our data set, it affect the original state of this. That's why it is remembering the earlier state, but you can use this syntax df dot drop na, then use subset and then equal to product. So it will remove if the product is missing, the row is not useful. Okay, so it will remove all those values in the product that are having any missing values, like 20. Okay, before this we should print uh, the original table df. Now it is easy to understand. Now you can see that in product, this column, we are having a missing value here. Here in fourth, fifth ID, having fifth ID, ID is fifth, and there we are having one missing value. And as you can see in this, we don't have any other missing values. Okay. So what it will do, it will remove the values that is having that missing value. Like you can see in the ID, after 4, it is coming 6. So fifth row is getting removed. Okay, fifth row is removed from here because product is having NA at fifth ID. So that value is removed. We are removing the values based on the product. And also, as you can see here, we have 21 ID, 21 row. In that also product is NAN. So that row is also being removed here. Okay. So this is what it is doing. So if the column, if we are removing the rows based on the column now. If product column is having missing values at particular rows, then those rows are getting removed. Okay. So this is what is happening here. Now let's move to the next. Now we have to deal with how to fill missing values. So filling missing values with mean, median, mode is basically, we called it as imputation techniques. So if we want to fill the age column with average age, we can use mean function, best for normally distributed data. These are some mathematical terms uh, that uh, uh, that are used in mean, median, and mode. So if you want to fill the age column with the average age, you can use mean. Median is basically the middle value of any set of data. So if you want to fill the average income with the middle income column missing values with median, then you can use median. And if you want to fill the city with mode, then you can use mode. Ideal for category values like city, gender, and category. Okay, that the values that categorizes. So if you see column name like gender, city, and category, try to fill it with mode values if you want to fill missing values. So let's see how it works. df age. We want to fill our age column. Df age dot fill na. This function we are going to use fill na. Fill na is used to fill the missing values. For with which value we are going to fill, we have to mention it here. If I mention it 0 here, that is a constant. Okay, then let's see what happens. Okay, it has run. Now let's print the table df. So age column where the values are missing, they are getting filled by 0. Okay, as you can see, I am highlighting it 0, like here also. So they are getting filled with 0. But what if we want to fill it with average age? So we will use df. Okay, Python, you have to calculate the average of this age column. For average, we will use mean function and then fill that column. Okay. So Python has done that, and now let's run it again, and uh, let's print the age column only here. Age column doesn't have any missing values because we have filled it with 0. So let's try it with other column like income column. Okay, I will use income column here. Now remember that in income column on ID4 we are having NA. Now let's run it. Then again run it. Then you can see that at 4 now we don't have any value. It is getting filled with average value right now. Okay, this is how you can fill the missing value. If you want to fill it with mean, then you can use mean for average. If you want to fill it with median, then you can use median. If you want to fill it with mode, then you can use mode. So the syntax remains the same, only the function changes. This is how missing values get filled. Okay. Now let's move to our next topic. Now, there is also one technique remaining, that is forward fill or backward fill, useful for time series or ordered data, like the data that is having timestamp with it. So that we can use on that we can use these forward or backward techniques. Uh, wait, I will show you how it is done. Remember, when the data is time series or order data, that is arranged in a order, like in some order, like increasing order, decreasing order, or based on the date, based on the year, like this is 2020 data, this is 2021 data. Then we use forward or backward field. Pros are simple, fast, maintains data flow, and disadvantages are, cons are basically may create inaccurate assumptions. So we don't use it very much in data analysis, but this is also a technique to deal with missing values. What you have to do is df dot, like we want to fill income column is filled, age is filled. Now let's see about city. Df dot city, we have to remove dot. Df city equal to dot fill na, fill the missing column by a method named as forward fill. For forward fill we use f fill. Now let's run it. Okay. So let's see what changes are done. Like in city column, after Mumbai, we have NAN at 3. At 3, after Mumbai, you have Chennai now. Okay. Delhi, Mumbai, and Mumbai. So you have Mumbai here. So forward fill is basically like previous values getting filled. As you can see, like let's see another. After Kolkata, it is having NAN in Puja section. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So here is Kolkata, and then again Kolkata is coming. If you want to see it in a table, then you can see it like this. You have to print this only in place, and that's so. This is how forward fill works. If you want to fill this place Mumbai with Chennai value, then you have to use backward fill. Like after this, after NN, whichever value is coming, it is getting filled by that value. You only have to change F to B, then run it, and then it gets filled. Like here. Now you can see that Mumbai has become Chennai, this column. If I use forward fill, this will become Mumbai. So this is how backward and forward fill works. Now let's see about other things that are remaining. Now how to handle duplicate data. Duplicate data is basically the repetition of the data in your data set. There might have been like a similar person is filling up 5 or 6 surveys with the same data, then the duplicate data occurs. Due to that duplicate data, incorrect insights are generated, which leads to incorrect decisions at the end. So handling duplicate data also becomes as much as important as we are handling missing values. So duplicate data causes biases and inaccurate analysis, as I am telling you. So in order to detect duplicate data, you can use df.duplicate or df.duplicate.sum in order to calculate how many duplicate values are there. And in order to remove duplicate values, you only have to use df.drop duplicates in place true. In place true makes like this change, these changes are happening in your database and are getting saved. So let's see how to handle duplicate data. df.duplicate is used to detect the duplicate values. Let's also calculate how many duplicate values are there. So it is telling us that there is one row or one value that is being duplicated. Okay. So now in order to remove that, or like if you want to see the duplicate, then you can use df dot duplicate it function and then run it. So this is the value that is getting repeated in our data set. Okay. This value is duplicated value. If we see it here, like Isha has two values, 16 Isha, 16 Isha. So same values. Okay. Yani ki this row is duplicated. So as you can see, using this, we can see which values get is duplicated. And if we want to handle this duplicate value, we only have to drop it using df dot drop duplicates, and it will remove all the duplicates from our table. And when you see now, only one value of Isha is there. So the duplicate value is getting removed from our table. So this is how we handle the duplicate values. Okay. uh, So this is how we remove our duplicate values. Now let's see. Okay, let's see what topics are remaining. Okay, now we have come to the best practices in data cleaning. Analyze whenever you are doing data analysis, first analyze missing value patterns before deciding. Okay, don't drop too much data because it will have an impact on your final result if you kept on dropping the data. So you have to use different strategies according to the need. Also, if you are dropping any data, then check its impact whether this data is going to be required at later stage or not. Okay, if you have dropped that data once and after that you want that data to come back to you again at later stages, then it might not be possible. Use median instead of mean for skewed data. Document your imputation choices. Whichever strategy you want to use, you have to write it and why you have used it. Okay, so so document your imputation choices and re-evaluate data set after cleaning. Once the cleaning is done on the data that you have, only then start your analysis, because only then you are able to predict correct insights from your data. So this is the very first step. As soon as you get the data, after analyzing it, seeing it, how many rows are there, how many columns are there, you should clean that data before doing any analysis on it. So for doing that, you should remove all the missing values, all the duplicate values, make the data correct, and then use that data for the analysis. Don't use directly. Okay, clean the data. Cleaning the data results to better models and correct insights. The more your data is organized, the more your data is clean, it doesn't have any dirty data, any noise, the more is the accuracy of your model. So your assignment for this session will be load any data set with missing values and perform missing value detection using isNA sum info. Missing value handling, like we have seen in drop rows, columns, impute with mean, median, mode, or forward or backward fill. Duplicate handling, find the duplicates, remove the duplicates, and prepare a clean version of the data set. You have to submit that result on this assignment. For any support or help, you can contact us here. And thank you for joining today's session.